get the party started. I noticed on Friday you didn't do Clubhouse. Are you going to do all of them today?
All right, it's not. I'm clicking go record and start recording.
But will you get Clubhouse too? You know how you
Yes,
didn't do that Friday?
I have it up. Good job.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Good. For some reason, it's not starting the recording, even though I'm pressing record.
Are you talking about on StreamYard? Because I can do that one.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
There we go. Well, no, I just made you host. Yeah. All right. Welcome to another episode.
Wait, hang on. StreamYard hasn't started.
Welcome to another episode of Joe's Diet. The show is a part of the Will of Ability Podcast Network. And we are talking about Jennifer A. Whitaker and her diet free of 4 allergens. Would encourage everybody to check out all of our social media pages and YouTube channels and like, share, comment, and so on. Special thanks to Marcus, Jay, and Zach for having us on their platform. And now I'm going to pass it over to Jen to get us started.
And we also give thanks to Jay and Zach Clayton for putting us on their platforms as well. And am I leaving out anybody, Emily? And anybody else who puts us on their platform, we give thanks to you. I'm sorry if we're leaving your names off. However, welcome everybody to Jaws Coffee Chat podcast with a specific show called Jaws Diet. Jaws Diet is a healthy eating diet that I personally found developed through my knowledge of nutrient, even though I am not a nutritionist and I do not have any professional training in that. I just simply studied 4 chemistries in high school, and one of them was about the different nutrients and the chemistry side of why our bodies need these certain nutrients. So that's the closest I have to being a nutritionist. Otherwise, I just know through my personal experience and how doctors have always found my levels to be excellent. And I actually, on the other hand, have low levels for sugar and sodium. So I have great amounts in my diet of all the nutrients, but I personally have to add salt and carbohydrates to my diet, which is not what I share with you. But I do have to do that in my personal case because I actually eat so healthy that, as a lot of my friends say, I like the bad stuff only to prove that it's not all the way bad and our bodies do need it. In the last so many weeks, I know we've missed a bunch of weeks and we apologize to everybody, but I'm sure you can see here that I've had surgery. So I've been out of work, with this being our only podcast that we do not have somebody else to run. But anyways, I have found while being gone some additional options to give to you. In addition to, I want to update you. Some of y'all may know that we had Zoa's energy drinks on one of our last 3 to 5 episodes of Jaws Diet. However, I want to show you here that I got to change my settings. I want to show you here that Zoa, y'all might remember, was in a black can, but now it's written different and it's whatever color that matches the flavor, because this one I think is orange or tangerine or something like that. Yeah, wild orange, that's it. So wild orange flavor, and they have an orange and white design. Whereas their blueberry flavor, they have some kind of blue that looks like blueberry, and then white design and so forth. This is the same Zoa I told you about that's got 5% sodium and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different nutrients that are listed all in here, low protein, as well as 0 sugar, because it's made with stevia and so forth. So I had told y'all about this one, and it's also free of our allergens, free of gluten, soy, milk, and egg. However, that's not what today's show is about, even though I did want to update you that it does have a new design, but it's the same Zoa that I told you about. Now, on to today's product. What I have for breakfast that helps me with my irritable bowel syndrome, mine is the constipation type. So for those of you who are not familiar with it, that's basically a digestive condition where I'm everyday constipated unless the condition is managed, which personally I do take medication and I do take supplements. That's how I'm able to be regular, nice way to put it. But also, if I personally eat my allergens, I get stopped up. That's just my personal struggle as to what some people say my allergens are not really allergies, but they're intolerance or sensitivities. Now, that's not to say that my milk allergy is lactose intolerant, because I'm sensitive to the protein in milk, not lactose. And that's the difference right there. And that's why I have to avoid milk altogether, at least cow milk or dairy, as we sometimes say. But because of how hard it is between medications, and I have to also have a high fiber diet in order to be regular, one of my favorite bars that's great for working out, because it has 20 grams of protein in one bar, plus 57% of the daily fiber in one bar. And it has 10% sodium, so that's great for my low sodium condition. But it's also, for all of us, it's got only 1 gram of sugar. And it's what says sugar alcohol is 7 grams, but 0 added sugar. And then it's got 2 other nutrients below the protein that's on the bottom section. Anyways, and it's got good fat, but not bad fat. So it's only 190 calories per bar. This is also free of all of our allergens. Like if you see here, oops, I just put it upside down. So it's vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, and it's keto diet friendly. This one is free of all of our allergens, gluten, soy, milk, and egg. But it's also nutritious, and personally, it's my favorite type of snack bar, or just maybe after a workout or just for breakfast to start my day. Various reasons and times of the day that I will drink. I mean, not drink, but I will eat this particular one. But anyways, it's called a no cow bar. You see here, the one that I just ate is not that I ate, but that I brought with me to show you is peanut butter and chocolate chip flavor. And then the one that I ate for breakfast before we got started is cookies and cream flavor. But see how it looks like Oreos. So it's more of a Oreo flavor, in my opinion, between looking at the picture and what I actually tasted. Both of these are favorites, but I know at least at HEB, for those of y'all that live in Texas, I know my location in the Houston area where I go has about 7 different flavors of no cow bars, but there may be others, more flavors than I know about. However, it is available, and I know there's cookies and cream. Wait, no, not that. That's one I showed you. Chocolate chip cookie dough, and there's a Reese's flavor. They don't claim it to be Reese's, but it's chocolate with, or peanut butter with chocolate on the outside flavor. And there's a birthday cake flavor. Anyways, there's a lot of different flavors. So depending upon what's your taste and what's friendly to your taste buds, these all basically have around the same nutrients as far as the high fiber, high protein, some sodium without necessarily being high in sodium, but in those other nutrients that are below the protein. So they're pretty consistent with the nutrients and the health. It's just the flavor is kind of catered for different people at different tastes. I have not found any of the flavors to be disgusting or gross or even hard to eat. That's part of my favorite flavors of a lot of things. For example, I'm not much onto birthday cake flavor, but also I don't like birthday cakes that are the birthday cake flavor. So that follows my general taste pattern. But on the other hand, even though I can't have Reese's cups, there's a forget what it's called, but there's something that's like basically a Reese's cups that's allergen free that I'll probably tell you about in one of our episodes. I just got to buy some of them first so I can show you. However, it to me is of that kind of flavor, and it's then again one of my favorites because it follows one of my favorite desserts as far as the flavor. While that specific flavor of the no cow bar is still nutritious, unlike eating the actual candy where I'm just getting sugar and fat and maybe cholesterol and who knows what else. That's all the bad stuff. Even though I have to admit, I do occasionally eat small desserts, and I'm talking about like if it's one of these keto cups, they something of that nature that's basically the Reese's that's made allergen free. But when I eat those, I eat just one cup. I don't eat multiple ones at a time. So when I say I have desserts, I'm not talking about anything close to the size of a serving that the typical people have, or they indulge in it. even when I eat certain types of ice cream that I may tell you about soon too, that are also free of all four allergens, I get what's a literal serving, which with the containers that are about this big in serving, as far as what you buy at the grocery store, I think it's 1/4 or 1/3 of that is one serving. So I literally get that 1/3 or 1/4 of it, and that's all I eat at that specific dessert serving. Some people would get those containers about this big and indulge in the whole container. I'm not one of those. I'm very cautious, even though I admit that I do eat sweets. It's not anything like the typical people that indulge in it and say they don't eat much of their main meal. I eat about 5 to 6 times a day, which are basically my three meals: a brunch snack, afternoon snack, and late night snack, in addition to my three meals. And I say 5 to 6 times because not every night do I feel hungry enough to eat my late night snack. Sometimes I'm so tired that I'm not even awake at that time that I usually would be eating it. So obviously, I'm not going to wake up to eat it if I'm already asleep and having good rest and so forth. And what would wake me up if I don't have an alarm set intending for that to happen? Which personally, that's not my pattern. If I'm already asleep, that means I need sleep, and so I'm going to keep sleeping. Um, Emily, do you have any questions or ideas to add from our past ones we've talked about? Are you with me, Emily? Emily,
Not sure I have any questions at the moment. Not sure I have any questions
what'd
at
you
the
say?
moment.
Do you have any comments based on what I talked about?
I think it's all quite interesting. Not sure I've heard of. Not sure I've heard or seen in those bars before, but anyway.
If you had a good time, can you share your screen and maybe go to look up No Cows in their website like you did last time? And maybe show our listeners the different flavors and so forth, because I only shared with them what are the flavors I know at my local grocery store, but different places, especially in California, probably have more options than we do.
All right, hold on.
Sure.
alright.
Are you busy with something else or are you getting ready?
No, I am figuring out how to get back to the right screen.
Okay.
But if there's anything else you
Everybody,
want to
thank you
talk
for being
about,
patient. What'd you say?
if there's anything else you can talk about while I'm figuring this out.
Sure. Everybody, thank you for being patient. What's going on is that Emily's preparing to share her screen on at least the video. Where we're going to show you places you can get No Cow Bar. The plan is that once she finds it, we'll go to the website of the company that makes No Cow Bars. And that way, at least if you're viewing the video, you will see the various options of flavors and possibly other stuff that company makes that are also free of gluten, soy, milk, and egg. And this is good for anybody who has all 4 allergens like me, or possibly is vegan by choice or by religion, and also has to avoid gluten and soy. But it's also a great choice for those that may have one allergen, like say, like somebody I know is allergic to gluten. So she hasn't had it in, I don't know, 5, 6, I don't know how many years. But she often ends up liking the stuff that I recommend, even though she doesn't have to avoid the other 3 allergens. So even if you only have one of the allergens that we talk about, and not necessarily all 4, it's either still great things to try that have different nutrients, or just in some cases, just fit the craving while avoiding the allergens. Like when I will one day talk about certain ice cream I eat. Well, that's not healthy, but it'd be a great option to avoid your allergens, or just for those who are vegan that religiously avoid milk and egg and other animal products, it'd be a great way to still have ice cream as a dessert. But then again, it's not recommended as far as healthy eating. Besides, maybe like myself, once or twice a week, you have a dessert. But it's just literally 1 serving according to the container. It's not eating the entire container or anything of that nature. Here we go, everybody. It looks like Emily is starting to show her screen. And so you're about to start to see the website where No Cow Bars are sold. That's the company that makes it, and possibly the other options of foods or drinks that they may carry as well. Ready for you, Emily.
So is this what we're talking about?
Right. You looking up No Cow Bars and showing us the website of where it's, like, remember how you did with the Zoe?
Yeah, well, what's the website?
Well, would you go to Google or something?
I did.
Because I don't know that. I'd like.
You guys not seeing my screen?
We do see it, but it looks, I can't tell, that doesn't look like Google to me, but it's also small enough I can't read it. But I trust your opinion. So are you saying that writing I can't read does say No Cow Bars?
There. Like this is what we're talking about, right?
I can't read your writing.
Oh, I don't know if I can get any bigger than this at the moment.
That's okay, but as long as it says no, like NO space cow, COW space bars, BARS, And then
it has the no cow, but it doesn't have the actual word bar on it.
well, if there are no cow bars, do you see what I'm holding where it's a literal bar, but it's just the brand is no cow? And what I see is
Because I went back
we're still
to
on some kind of search engine with eBay, Amazon.
well, um, yes.
Oh yes. So yes. It looks like it's that first one, the No Cow Bars website. There we go. So what is the URL to this website you found?
NOCOW.com.
Okay, nocow.com. Will you read to the listeners some of the flavors you're finding of these bars?
Birthday cake, raspberry truffle, chocolate peanut butter cup, lemon meringue pie, chocolate coconut almond, blueberry cobbler, and chocolate sprinkled donut. And chocolate chip cookie dough, cookies and cream, peanut butter chocolate chip, chunky, it looks like chunky peanut butter. Key lime pie, sticky cinnamon roll. Chocolate sea salt, salted caramel, mint cookie, frosted gingerbread cookie. So they also have powder, protein powder. Protein.
What kind of powder is it? Will you share click on that protein powder and show us the nutrients?
It's like 22 grams of plant protein, 0 grams of sugar.
And what's that percentage of it looks like fibers a good percentage? How much
Dietary
is that?
fiber, 8 grams, 29%.
Okay. And then I think I see 7% sodium, which is good for those of us that work out. And it looks like there's 4 nutrients below protein that it has in it. Is there a picture on there to check to make sure that it's still free of the 4 allergens? The powder?
Says dairy free there. There's the ingredients.
Oh, yes. Good news, because reading it, I can already tell you it's free of gluten, soy, milk, and egg. But this one is sweetened with stevia, uh, erythritol, and monk fruit.
Okay, cocoa powder.
Yeah, I think that's flavoring versus sweetening. But yeah, that it does have like basically a chocolate flavor to it. And it's vegan, so it looks like pea protein was the source of protein in this. For those of y'all that are vegan. So that one is considered chocolate protein powder. Now, will you check out the other flavor and tell us what it is of this same powder
It's the
stuff?
same thing, but it's vanilla.
Vanilla, okay. So you have chocolate and vanilla flavor. And it looks like the vanilla only has 130 calories, but I don't recall what
I was like,
the
I
chocolate
think I had
had.
about, I think I
And
had
this is
about the
one of
same.
those that you mix.
Yeah.
They were about the same. And this is one of those listeners that you would mix in, say, a coffee or maybe a cold glass of milk or something else that you like that's a drink, that the container will tell you whether you put it in an 8-ounce glass or whatever size, but it's one that you mix in some kind of drink to make, like, say, a shake, or like if you get the chocolate flavor and you mix in coffee to make a mocha that's nutritional. But there is still a powder used to make some kind of drink by mixing it in some kind of liquid that you wouldn't mind having the chocolate or vanilla flavor. Would you go and see if there's any other products they have? Oh, I see. They have right here on their website. It says $20 off on Amazon. I mean 20% off on Amazon. So these are also available there. iHerb, is that Vitacost, Kroger, and Walmart.com. And what are those cookies or something? Those bottom 3 pictures?
There's cookies that you can use.
Do they look like they're already made, or like it's a
No,
dough?
because here's the ingredients and then here's what you actually, the instructions for it.
Okay, so they're probably like some kind of base for baking them, right?
I'm not sure about that because it has Millie's cookie mix, peanut butter, vegan butter, flax meal, and water. Those are the ingredients. And it looks like,
Okay, but what do the instructions say?
and then it looks like preheat oven to 350. Combine flax meal and water. Let sit for 5 minutes. Then add the cookie mix, butter, peanut butter, flax milk, egg into a bowl. mix until thoroughly combined. Roll dough into balls and place on cooking tray. Bake for 10 to 15 minutes. So
it's probably a base, like you know how we get like let's say muffin mix, and then we make muffins using that powder. So those are what does it say that those are? Is cookie dough, I guess.
so the peanut butter protein cookies.
Interesting. It doesn't clarify if it's the dough versus a base or anything.
Well, it has the Millie's cookie mix. So I think that's what you're talking about for the muffin mix. It's the Millie's cookie mix, and then you just add peanut butter, vegan butter, flax milk, and water to that.
Okay, then yes, it is a base, like the muffin powder that you use to bake muffins. This is the peanut butter, I think, cookie base to follow the instructions to make cookies at home that are free of gluten, soy,
Because it
milk,
says
and
here
egg.
for the ingredients, they use Millie's cookie mix, and then they use the rainbow chip, but any mix will do.
Okay, can we go see what other flavors they have?
Um,
Or maybe other instructions or something?
that's a bar. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's all their products in?
Looks like it, or at least straight here.
So there's more information, but we've now completed all of their products list. So will you read us the website again so our listeners can know where to go if they're
It's
interested in more information?
NOCOW.com.
Okay, nocal.com.
Oh, it looks like then they also have maple and pumpkin pie protein bars too.
Ooh. Does it say that's seasonal or anything above it?
Yeah, it looks like it. At least the pumpkin,
It is
at least
seasonal?
the pumpkin pie one looks like it might be. Or that's the okay. Yeah, seasonal.
So that one I would guess is probably around in the fall, whether it's sometime around Thanksgiving or Christmas season, or possibly both. The pumpkin pie, at least.
Looks like they're even like sold out.
Ooh, it must be pretty delicious then if it's sold out. Very popular already.
Uh, All right. But anyway,
Okay, then. Do you want to move on to our next section?
well, let me get yeah. All right, does anybody have any announcements?
How about you go first, Emily? Are there any announcements related to your other podcasts or any events with Happy Neighborhood Project or anything else you know of?
Everybody, we have several other shows. Everybody is welcome to join us on. I mean, at least for the Jaws, there's the mental health and Christ Rock and Follow Your Dreams, along with a new one I believe is starting this Friday. Another one. But then we have other shows as well. So connect with me if you are interested in finding out more information or being on one of those shows. Coming up on March 17th, which is in just like 2 weeks, is the Happy Neighborhood Project's event to celebrate the International Day of Happiness, which the official date of the International Day of Happiness is Monday, March 20th. But the Happy Neighborhood Project decided they wanted to celebrate the Friday before, which lands us on St. Patrick's Day. It's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific, with speakers, prizes, giveaways, vendors, networking, speed networking. We are also looking to break the Guinness Book of World Records with the most people speed networking at one time. So just think if you could be a part of breaking a world record if you joined us. Tickets are $40, so if you plan on attending, to encourage everybody to get their ticket ASAP. And if you go to happyneighborhoodproject.com/IDH for more information and to get your ticket. The other thing is March 18th and 19th is the Mutual Aid Solidarity Summit, Mutual Aid Networks Solidarity Summit. And more information will be coming out about that too. So stay tuned.
Do we know a website for that one?
mutualaidnetwork.org.
Okay, give me a sec.
Yes.
Is this it? Okay.
And I think that's all the announcements I have at the moment.
Or I was going to say, and I think maybe listeners would like to know about Linktree / all four abilities, because that's where your whole network is, right? Of all the different podcasts and other things that is part of the World of Abilities
Yep.
network, right? Okay, so there you can find Jaws Coffee Chat podcasts, featuring myself, Jennifer A. Whitaker, as host and author. And then you can also find Compassionate Citizen. That's one of the World of Abilities podcasts that they own, where you will also see Emily Gomer with me, but is owned by World of Ability. And then what are some of the others they will find there?
I think the biggest thing is that there's like World of Pets and mission update. Role of women, but I think the biggest thing is that Just Coffee Chat does have a link tree of its own. Or it's LINKTRDE.
What's ours? So link
Just Coffee Chat.
tr.ee/what? Well, everybody, you get to see me get good news. Thanks to Emily. I'm pretty sure Emily's the one that created this, but now you have one place to find all of our shows for Jaws Coffee Chat.
It's been there for a while. But Jen, you have an extra E in there though. It's tr.ee.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be TR, right? I thought that's what I hit, but I caught it just as you were pointing it out to me as well.
And it kind of will be updated. I don't know if there's much on it right now, but so I think that's,
Is this better?
yes. So everybody can go
Okay.
to that for more information about Jaws Coffee Chat. Okay, Jennifer, sorry that I'm not hearing you.
I was saying it's telling listeners link tr.ee/Jaws, that's JAWS Coffee Chat is where you can find all of our podcasts. And does it also have our social medias or website or anything else? Emily? Does it have our social medias, website, or any other information besides our
If it's
shows?
up there right now, I will. I'll make sure things are up there right now.
Okay.
I'll make sure they're up there
And
today.
then like our okay, if you'll check that. And then so listeners, if you don't find all of that information or the link as to how to schedule to be on our pod or the schedule to be on our podcast or so forth, then anything that I mentioned, Emily will be adding in the near future in the next 2 weeks, so that y'all can have a means to go to just one place to see all of our shows and the ways to join them or to like and follow them, or like our website where you can find all of them in one place, etc. And now to my announcements, which in addition to, we want to thank Emily for this good news and that she created this. Thank you, Emily. On behalf of myself and listeners, then I'd like to let everybody know that Aspire Women for Excellence now has their own website. They're no longer part of Meetup. And here I'm going to tell y'all again, because I know I was new to this on Friday, and I need to note down what's their actual domain. So I'm going to create y'all a sign here to see where this is. This is the Aspire Women for Excellence women's ministry led by a female, where we basically have online females networking, having Bible study together, having planning and productivity events where we all get together to make plans and productivity related to each of our own jobs or businesses, etc. And their website is www.awe.wix, that's WIX, site.com. And that's for Aspire Women for Excellence Ministry, led by Lady Kendra. That's where you'll find me in my time when I'm worshiping the Lord. And I invite anybody else to also join me there. And then I'd also like to move to, many of you know that we're looking for different people to join our team, between a virtual assistant that can work on a profit share percentage as their form of compensation, ongoing, as well as a social media candidate, or possibly someone who can also do public relations and other press releases, blog posts, and other writing in the marketing side, or even possibly do that and be an editor for my books. However else they can help out. But we're looking for all three of those positions. That's virtual assistant, social media candidate, and public relations professional, that can each have a certain percentage share of profits as their compensation. And we all work as a team to try to grow. There's no certain somebody that gets any more than the rest of us, but we all put forth our effort for the same goal. And anyways, that said, if you're interested in any of those positions, to schedule yourself for an interview, go to calendly.com/Jen's Books and More. That's CALENDLY.com/JENNS Books and More. And that's where you can get on the calendar to schedule with me, as well as possibly other people like Emily and Kurt on the team to be interviewed. If you want to join our show or be interviewed on here, whether you are a nutritionist and want to be part of our JAWS diet, or you're in another field related to JAWS mental health awareness or JAWS Christ Talk, etc. In our two new ones that are on Fridays, one's called 2:45 or 3 o'clock on Fridays, every other Friday. That includes March 3rd, and then every 2 weeks from there. That's one with Sandy Buller, who's a musician as well as comedian and a few other things in entertainment. And his is Follow Your Dreams. That's at 3 p.m. Central every other Friday. And then at 5 p.m. Central, those same Fridays, we have a new show starting on March 3rd called JAWS Bible Children's Author. And that's about an author that has characters known as Emily and Poppy. And she's relatively young and new to writing, but she's joining my team so we can work together on getting her books out there and spreading word, and hoping that different listeners like you can help tell those who may have children who would be great people for children's books about her books and the famous characters of Emily and Poppy. That's said, please check out, at least listening to JAWS Bible Children's Author interviews and discussions about those characters, starting on March 3rd at 5 p.m. Central, and every other Friday, same time, same place, for the same show. And if you're curious about me, what all I do, my books, etc., you can check us out at Jenns, JENNS, booksandmore.com. That's my website. And as always, we ask you to follow and subscribe to Jaws Coffee Chat on whatever podcast app where you found us or on the social media where you found us. Thank you, everybody. Back to you, Emily.